Welcome. We are on time. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Like usual, we're on time.
True.
How
up,
is
boys?
everybody? I'm switching over to live chat
Right now.
right now. All right.
Hell yeah.
Ken Abaloyan said, sorry if I said your name wrong. I think they like Friends. I like Friends. We do
Who
like
doesn't like
Friends.
Friends?
Who doesn't like Friends? How could you not? I heard this is a friendly neighborhood. No friends, keep moving. Exactly. This is definitely not a weeb neighborhood. Young Steve has a blog. Yes, he does. Over at our locals. First post went up today.
Yep.
More to come.
Oh yeah.
From both of us. Wing Newt, if you mean the locals, yeah, I think there's a promo code Nimrod or something like that. So there is a promo code Midwit, but we did make a special promo code for our friends here, which is promo code FREN, capital F-E, excuse me, Fern, F-R-E-N. And the link is in the description. Yeah, we'll talk about, show you the blog later. We want to say hi to you guys. But basically, once the Shucked Oyster really kicked off into development, and especially once the Kickstarter hit, we kind of neglected the locals a little bit, just because of time and energy.
Yeah.
But no more.
But that changes.
That changes
right here,
now.
right now.
Yeah. We made a whole lot of mistakes when we were making the oyster, like technical mistakes in terms of like how we made the book and laid it out, and it cost us a whole bunch of extra time that we didn't think we were going to have to spend to fix it. But those mistakes have since been corrected, and we have set ourselves up to be super productive in making things now. Now that we're I'm actually using like real skills as a programmer and technical person to make this much easier to make our books.
And that is
you can
going to
read
pay
the post without
dividends.
joining the locals. I think not, my friend. It should be locked up only for subscribers. I did in fact check it on my phone. It was public for a while, and if it is public, let us know, because the idea is the blog posts that we make will be exclusive to you guys who are subbed over at the locals for several days. Oh shit, Buttquack's here.
Oh my god.
Top guy.
Whoa.
Good in Americana, Zahak finds its roots in none other than the Roman Catholic.
All that is good in Americana, in fact, finds its roots in none other than the Roman Catholic Church. All right.
You heard it here
the
first.
The $20, yeah.
I mean, I won't argue
Papists
with that.
rise up.
Yeah, we want to give the people who are generously supporting us on locals
a lot more bang for their
content,
buck.
more bang for their buck. And now that the Shucked Oyster is done, we just wrapped up the writing of the appendax
And the layout.
and the rival adventuring party for people who all the people who chose those add-ons, and like you said, we mitigated all of those drudgerous manual processes that we had to go through with a lot of the Shucked Oyster. We are ready for success, and we have a lot more time now, and a lot more bandwidth, and we want to get back to really giving the people on locals something good.
We got X back in Brazil, but still no locals. I love democracy. That sucks. Can you get a VPN?
There you go.
I would recommend that anyway.
Right.
And we're not sponsored by NordVPN yet, but when we are, we're going to shill it hard. Or any other VPN, for that matter. But I have a VPN, and I use it for...
I do as well.
Several different things. It's very useful. It's very nice. How's it going, Better with Bacon? Good to see you. Saw you over in Trevor's stream earlier today.
Yeah, the AMA stream.
Right. Who doesn't like Friends?
Good
Nobody.
question. No one I'm friends with.
I like Friends as long as they don't stab me in the back. They're not your friend.
They wouldn't be friends.
Yeah, they're not your friend. Oh, yes, the backstabbing. Yeah, but basically what we've been doing, or the thing that we have been delivering at the locals is that if you're subscribed over there, you get our videos a day early. That's going to continue.
Right.
During the development of the Shucked Oyster, people were also getting updates on that, like actually getting like
That
the
is true.
documents
And
as
that
it was
will
being
also
built. And that will continue. But we're, like I said, we're in a position to put out more content, and especially now with some of the things I'm cooking up right now, we'll be able to produce high quality dungeons and things like that as supplements very, very quickly. And those smaller supplements, these are the types of things that we would put on drive-through for a very low cost. We'll go to the locals for free. And we'd like a cadence to that, but I'm not promising any cadence at the moment because we don't know, because we haven't actually done it yet. But like I said, things are looking up.
Things are looking up.
But yeah, we've
All
got a
things
lot.
go up.
Like we really do appreciate all the people who have kind of stuck with that and continued being subscribers. And there's good conversation over there. There's people who are looking to make not make games, but to run games all the time. Buttquack, who just super chatted us very generously for $20, is running a Within the Ring of Fire game, and which is
I'm
one of our
very-
favorites. And I'm very jealous.
Very upset that I just did not have the availability
Right.
to join it.
Yeah, because we love Buttquack. He's an excellent role player.
Yeah.
But more important than that, we love Within the Ring of Fire. It's one of our favorite
yes.
games. I actually have it right behind me is 77 Thrones,
There it is.
which is one of the best RPG supplements ever written. It's the crown jewel of that game line.
Oh yeah.
I used it so much when I was running that game. And we've
It's
run
the only
games.
source book I use.
Yeah.
Really at this point when
Yeah.
I run that game.
Yeah, pretty much. We've run games on locals in the past, and we may do that every once in a while, but that was also a large time commitment, simply because we work all day on the things that we're doing at Black Lodge Games, and then we do things like live streaming. So Thursdays are a long day, and adding games in was like adding another Thursday.
Yeah, but we might.
But
Not
we
to
would still be
promise anything.
doing
We
it. Yeah.
have some.
We just can't do that weekly is the thing.
Right, but we've had some ideas that we've talked about, which we're not gonna
No,
commit
Buttquack
to
with
right
another
now.
$10.
Oh my god!
It's a political city building. Check out the pitch on the locals. I am legitimately amazing at running this game. I have sincerely found no better than maybe Lou and Ender.
That's true.
In terms of flame tending, GMing,
Yeah.
I
It's,
believe it.
It's a political city building game. That's what he's
Which is
running
the
right
exact
now. Exact
type
kind
of game
stuff.
I would want to be part of.
Yeah. And I see, where's Evan? He's saying something. He's saying press X to doubt, maybe? Oh, because about the Catholic Church. Okay. Well, anyway, how's it going, Evan? Evan, I would like to say, though, that Evan brought up that there is the notorious BLG D20 that I received from him. This is the 3D printed BLG D20 with the BLG condensed
birthday dice.
logo. Yeah, this was my birthday die. I've got it right here for you. And we will make merch at some point. We keep saying that, but we don't have any merch yet.
Yeah. We will though.
We will, though.
Believe us, we
Yeah.
desperately want to make merch.
Yeah. But the other thing is when we initially started the locals, one of the things that we wanted to do was like a monthly live stream with just the subscribers.
Yeah. And we still want to do that.
And we
but
still
the
want to
problem
do that.
is,
Yeah. The problem is that until you have 50 supporters on locals, they only give you 30 minutes of live streaming per month, which sucks. That's not enough
it would
time to like
not
actually
be
hang out.
worth it.
Yeah, it wouldn't-
for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just would not be worth it for anybody. But if you help us get to 50, then we will be able to,
We will
to
be
do
doing that.
And we will be doing that once a month, subscribers only stream. But there's a lot of really good people over there. Tora's over there. He has just been he's play tested the hell out of the oyster. Helped us so much with it. And the shucked oyster. So we mentioned this earlier, but we completed the final stretch goal, as we said. Tomorrow I am wrapping up doing, a little bit more proofreading, and I have a bunch of shit that I, have to do some internal linking on this new section and put the artist credits in, but then it's done. And
in
it
its
should
entirety.
it should be end of day tomorrow. That'll be ready. And so we'll post it in an update for those of you who backed on the Kickstarter. It'll be in the Kickstarter update like that. But then we'll send out the backer survey as well to collect people's drive-through email addresses if they're different from what they used on Kickstarter, so that we can then just give you the codes for the PDF through drive-through. And then at some point next week, when we are confident that we've caught any remaining, niggling typos or anything, and feel free to report typos or anything that you see in there.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll be ordering our physical proof copies. And as soon as we get
so
those
we can get the
and
physical
approve it,
release turned around.
then we'll be done.
And you
And it's
guys
on
will
to the
have
next
a
thing.
beautiful, amazing product.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really, really can't wait to have this thing. And more important than that, we're now, and we've been working on this off and on while working on the oyster, working on Cults of Zahak, which if you watched the trailer, if you showed up before we did, that's going to probably come out the second week of November on Kickstarter, which is our next project. It is much more serious in tone than the Shucked Oyster. Basic Expert is working on the cover right now. We got to see the initial mock-up. It looks fucking awesome.
Yes.
And
We've seen some concept art of some really cool interior art as well.
Really cool. So we're going to have a lot more original art in this.
Yes.
We're likely going to have 4 pieces internally by Basic Expert, and more pieces by Dane Seipel, which are going to be so good. We've already seen some of the work, and Nick's been talking to him and kind of working with him on the concepts for it.
Some really cool ideas.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
But we're going
and we're
full
going to have
steam
more to
ahead on that.
say about Cults of Zahak as well as we move towards
Towards
the Kickstarter launch and beyond, of course.
and the end of the year. Yeah. But it's that's going to be such a cool book. I cannot wait.
I really want to just dive fully into it.
Right. Because
That's going to be next week.
Yeah, we've spent a couple of like full days working on it already, and those were so fun. Anyhow, no backstabbing exactly. Only friends. Yeah. Friends. Benjathan, I saw you over in Trevor's stream as well, throwing in those super chats.
Hell yeah.
I can hear the friends smoking ciggies from here.
You did hear that.
How's it going?
We were doing that.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Best wishes and good evening from Canada to everyone.
Ah.
Get yourself some chalky milk. Fuck no. I like chocolate milk, but we don't do baby speak. Apu Pepe is not baby speak. How's it going, Primeval Fantasy?
What's
Good to see you,
up?
man. When is you're working on a game and have been for a long time.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the Primeval Fantasy
this.
RPG.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you are welcome to come chat on the show with us about it if you would like, or just about role playing in general. We would love to have you. As well as next Thursday, we will have Alexander McCrease back on the show.
Back on the show again.
Talk about Acts 2, the Treasure Tome, which is coming up soon.
Yeah, a lot
he's gonna
has
be
happened
kickstarting.
with Axe since we had him on the show last, since before the Kickstarter launch.
Before the Kickstarter, we've been running Axe for 10 months now. And so that'll be a really, really fun conversation.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. We got a lot of housekeeping tonight. Warming the lungs. Yeah. Evening, gents. In time for the smoke break, I see. Yep. So ahead, they are taking their smoke breaks before the show starts. Yeah. I can smell the Newports. Yeah. Damn it, had the vid muted. Rookie mistake. How's it going, Rex Teal? Rex Teal has also been playing the Shucked Oyster in Tora's game. And they finally found...
They found something good.
They found something good. They finally decided to check out what the loot was that they got like a week prior. And we've been waiting with bated breath. How's it going, Shape Take? Haven't seen you in a while.
What's up?
And if we have missed your comments on previous streams, I apologize. What are friends? They are friends. I have no friends. That's
That's
true.
not true.
You're in the BLG live stream chat. Hello, fellow kids. Exactly. Young Steve reliving the Timmy Turner Fairly Odd Parents days, I guess.
I don't
because
get it.
Shoes? I don't know. Oh,
got
because he wore a
cold.
red shirt, I think.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I've never seen that show.
Shoes today, young Buscemi. Very classy
Nothing
stream.
is happening in my game. They know nothing.
All right.
Fair enough.
Right here, right now. There's no other place I'd rather be.
You're damn
nice.
right.
You're damn right. Doppelganger detected. Real
Uh-oh.
young Steve would never wear pants or shoes. It got a little chilly.
It got below 80 degrees.
Yeah, so I'm also wearing pants and shoes. It's just that time of the year now.
Although it's going up to 89 again. Like on Saturday.
Why did you say that?
I wanted
Nope.
to thank you for all the great tips ideas. I'm fully black, lodge, pilled, and soap opera maxing at 5. It's going great. I also started to hate Critical Role for some reason. LOL.
There you go.
Nice. You're doing it right then.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for the 50 PLN, which I don't know what that is. But thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah,
Because
we love making it.
Yeah, we love making the videos on that. Soap opera maxing is great. V5 is good. Glad that those videos are getting traction.
And V5 might get better because I heard Paradox execs saying they are uninterested in the IP
Yeah.
after Bloodlines 2 comes out, which I'm
Right.
still not convinced will
Is
come
coming
out.
Yeah.
But
They've been saying, like, God willing, that game will be a success. It's like,
ooh.
They're talking about how
When a video game executive starts invoking God,
yeah.
you know it's
Is
bad.
this good? Yeah. What made you go with Locals? Never heard of it. So I have a couple of friends who are on Locals that are fairly successful. They're owned by the people who own Rumble, so they don't boot people for wrongthink or anything like that.
Right.
And so we just we don't think we're going to get booted for
But you never know.
You never know. So
Yeah.
we
And
wanted
there's just
to
a lot
we
of
wanted
things that
something
we
off
can
platform.
host on Locals as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Videos, articles.
Videos, articles. There's a lot. It's asynchronous communication, so it's not like a Discord where we're just always on our phone. And the other thing is, like, we looked at YouTube memberships. YouTube, even with the super chats, they take 30% off of
Yeah.
whatever comes in, which is not a great deal.
It's not a great deal for us, and
Yeah.
from as near as I can tell, there's not really much that the customer gets for being a member.
Not really. It's dependent on you giving them some benefits. It's basically like a shitty Patreon.
Yeah.
Like a shittier Patreon. And so we basically wanted something that was off platform from YouTube that gave us a better deal. And Locals seemed like
Locals is it.
a fairly good deal. Yeah. Is it where you find young, horny women in your area? Oh, it's where. The Locals. Okay.
The Locals.
I need that guy to make a better version of it. Yes, you do. The D20. Only 2 players have even shown interest so far, so it may take so long to get started that it becomes available for us.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, they get eaten by Mihangi.
Yeah.
Or literally almost anything. A Sarush.
Anything else? Yeah.
A
An
cherry.
ogre.
Ogres.
Yeah.
Nergali.
Not the one that has the Dagataka. The
Not-
chicks.
not the
one where
Frayne.
The one with the Frayne. Yeah. You will not be eaten by Frayne.
By the Frayne.
Except unless you were in Hell and Back.
That is
in which
true.
case there was a Frayne who had become a carnivore
That
in
is
prison
true.
because he was really
that
fucked
session
up.
1?
That was session 1.
That's session 1. Yeah. Well, when you're an entrepreneur, go for forever.
Right.
And they just,
They're not really passing out vegetables.
they just don't feed you.
They don't feed
They
you.
throw you in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and then you eat each other.
Yeah.
And this will bring you closer to he
To he who has many names.
many names.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Somehow.
At which point you can climb
Walk up the
stairs.
steps of perdition or something.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you if you have sufficient faith, you can do that. And if not, you can't.
You can't.
You just die in prison.
Unless,
of course, you escape.
You escape like a player character.
Like a player character. Yeah. My favorite joke. Okay, hold on. I got to read this before I. One of two. All right. I don't know if I can't cold read jokes from you guys. Some of us trying to get us in trouble.
Fine.
I think there's a part 2 to it though.
There
I don't
is.
know what the.
It's right there.
Okay. My favorite joke. City Slicker moves to the countryside. Neighbor comes to greet him. Welcome, neighbor. We had a small get-together planned. We'd like you to welcome new faces. Wow, that sounds great. What kind of party did you have in mind? Well, usually involves some drinking, some fighting, some fornicating. You know, that sounds fantastic. What time? Anytime. It's just the two of us. Thank you, Norm MacDonald, for that wonderful joke. And I will say that Norm's version did not use the word fornicating.
Yeah.
We should do you two on the ground before one of the shucked oyster ladies. I'll DM you later.
You as many names did nothing wrong.
Well, he would say that.
He would. He definitely would. What was that from Patty? I missed it. It's
Where?
gone now. I don't know. It's
What?
gone.
No, I missed it as well.
Yeah. All right. It's gone.
Yep.
Thanks, gents. It's my whole life working on publication.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to learn more about it.
Yes.
Because you have good ideas
Right.
and the right philosophy.
Yes, you do. Although I'm not sure that I'm willing to take it as far to go with Eisen's vow, but
Nevertheless.
I
What do we got
love the
here?
black pill community. No black
No
pills
black
here.
pills
Only
here.
white pills. Sounded more like Paradox was not interested in making CRPGs.
Maybe. Well, hopefully
Probably.
they just. Well, here's the thing. It's like it doesn't really matter at this point because if Paradox were to get rid of the IP, the only people who they're going to sell it to are going to be worse.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Love the vamp vids. You've done Camilla,
Thank you.
and now Narch. When's the Sabbath vid dropping and the other sex coming down the pipe?
The Sabbat video is coming.
Yes.
Sabbat video is coming. We are going to do clan videos as well.
videos.
And other things as well. We're going to explore areas of the world of darkness, of vampire that people don't talk about.
And we're going to destroy areas of the world of darkness
That is
that
true.
are stupid
That
and
are
bad
and should never have happened.
and should never have been in the game.
We're remaking it in our image.
Yeah. We're not actually remaking it, but our videos will suggest
Are presenting
our
it.
our presentation of what we
Yes.
think is correct.
Paradox did not sell us the IP,
No, nor will they.
nor will they.
Fiending for this MF Appendax. You damn right. Well, it's coming soon, man. Don't listen to non-friends. Exactly.
Correct.
Invoking God in a degenerate vampire game. Deadlines too. Yeah, they had no idea what it was doing in the first place because this is the thing. I remember when Paradox picked it up and people were like, "Oh, Paradox, yeah, they're so good. They made Crusader Kings." And I was like, "Why the fuck would they get vampire?"
It has nothing to do with grand European politics.
Like if they were going to make a Dark
or
Ages
military strategy, or
if they were going to do Crusader Kings, but it was Dark Ages and you're playing vampires, that would be cool. But what the fuck are you going to do with the role playing game?
right?
And what are you going to
Right.
do making like a video game
video
out
game.
of that? It's because he's like, it's out of our wheelhouse. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, of course.
it is.
It did not have to be this way.
It did not have to be this way. And also, the original footage that they showed of Bloodlines 2 before everything got redone looked way better.
It did look
looked
way
like
better. It was still
Bloodlines.
going to be
Yeah.
bad, but
The black pill is a suppository. Thank
you
for
are
the
correct.
$2.
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew Pickard. Hey, friends. Slowly but surely working on an all flesh must be eaten game that takes place in a Canadian max security prison. And one of the pre-maids is a teacher bringing their students on a field trip.
I hope the
Nice.
teacher gets eaten.
My locals is finally getting subs. Thanks to you guys for encouraging me to do it. Nice. That's what we love to hear, man. They should know better. True faith only works on the righteous, not the weird.
Correct.
All flesh must be eaten. Hell yeah, dude. I love that system. Nice.
I'm not familiar with the system. I know that it's a zombie game.
Learned a lot of things from MMD's stream yesterday.
Ah.
Oh, me, myself, and
Die.
Lots of things to talk about and review. Nice.
Yeah, we are definitely excited.
Grognard gearing up for LongCon.
Yeah,
which we'll be attending.
Right. We will be at LongCon in November.
So if you're going to LongCon, come say hi.
Yes.
Maybe play some games. And we also are going to do an in-person meetup in Austin.
Yes.
The week of
November. Was it 15?
It'll be on a Friday or Saturday.
Either the 15th
Probably
or the
Saturday.
16th.
Yeah. Either the 15th or the 16th in Austin. So if you're in the area, you can come by and hang out. PLN is Polish. Don't know what that is. Also heard that Paradox are giving up on Bloodlines 2 regardless of how it performs. Yeah.
I
Pretty
mean,
much.
they
have to.
They
Cut
had to
your
have
losses.
sunk so much money
Yeah.
at this point.
Would Paradox sell off the entire IP or just VTM? I don't know. I don't think that they're separable, but I also don't think that they'd sell the IP. I think that they'll just sit on it.
I mean, that's the thing. People talk about
Because
with,
then they can
with
just
like
charge
WotC
rent
as well.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I sell this thing rather than just hold on to my assets?
No black pills, only white. This is not going to look good at YouTube HQ, dude. It would probably be everything, and that includes Chronicles of Darkness. Yeah, if they were going to sell it, they'd sell the whole.
It would be the whole thing.
World of Darkness needs to be remade. I disagree. I don't think that World of Darkness needs to be remade because it's been done very well before, and it's been done very well in the Chronicles of Darkness as well. And if you remake it again, what you get is Curseborn, because it is being remade a third time by Onyx Path. They're making their own off-brand World of Darkness, which is not technically off-brand because they were the primary developers of Chronicles. Yeah, Chronicles of Darkness and whatnot. But Curseborn looks bad, like really bad.
It is.
So don't
truly evil.
Don't make those monkey paw wishes for us, please. Let the thing die.
Sometimes the thing has just run its course. And if you want to revisit it, it's still out there.
It's still there. Yeah, you can still play it. You can still play the good versions.
Correct.
As long as Renegade doesn't get the IP.
They would not. They're the licensed people who did Werewolf, I think.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Renegade does not.
They don't have the money.
They don't have the money for it.
Yeah. Vampire the Lodgening Edition. Eisen's Vow goes too far for me too, and it's impossible in the 21st century anyway. But I do see the power of mechanics opacity for the players, but my system doesn't require it. Nice.
Right. Cool.
What do you use for note-taking and world building? Do you draw inspiration from books, video games, TV series, dreams even? Yes to all the above.
Yes to all the above.
Curseborn reminds me of that shitty Dustborn game. Which one is Dustborn?
It's that super paused.
Is that the one that got canned after like 2 weeks?
Yes.
Oof. $400 million, and then they refunded all the money to people. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
They've gone all in on that
bad
angle.
ideals. Yeah.
Which is not surprising for them.
Yeah. But what okay, so yes, I get inspiration from all of those things. TV, music, movies, books, other games. And what I use for note taking is Emacs with org mode. I think it's super useful. It's actually insanely useful, but there's a very, very steep learning curve. So look up Emacs and look up org mode and then try to install it. And if you can install it, maybe.
Maybe you're
for
good
you.
enough.
Yeah.
Concord, Dustborn sucks more.
Oh,
Concord. Okay. Oh, is Dustborn the one that you're like
weren't you like a vitiligo?
yeah, vitiligo and you're like
Fat person in like a van,
and you're in a
or like
van,
a bus.
Winnebago or something,
Yeah.
driving across the country trying to like cancel people or something.
I think so.
Yeah, it looked really dumb,
It's close enough if
Yeah.
that's not what it is, but I think that's what it is.
and it was like government funded,
Yeah, I think so.
which is shocking, really.
Yeah. How did that happen?
The Crusader Kings 3 World of Darkness Vampire mod is good. That's yeah, like that
I would
be
believe
good.
that.
Yeah,
There are some really good Bloodlines mods out there. Really good.
yeah. Serious query: with the success of the Oyster and with the new products you're going to be making, how does it feel to be validated in this manner? To have people be excited and love your content. It feels amazing.
It's awesome.
Like it's really, really awesome. We were blown away by the success of the Shucked Oyster, and we have a whole lot more coming. So if people
Yeah.
like it, and if you got the Shucked Oyster, and when you get your PDF and or your physical copy, and once it's on DriveThruRPG, please go give it a review, and give it an honest review. We don't want just fans. Not that our fans would do this. Like just go in and be like, "Oh, Black Ops are so
Yeah.
good."
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we want honest reviews from people. We've
Yeah,
had
because we feel it's good. We know
Yeah.
that it's good.
yeah,
But
we are incredibly happy and proud with it, with what we did with it. So there's no one can hurt our feelings, and it feels incredible to be validated on it. Honestly,
yes.
we just need to keep doing it, and
Yeah, keep doing it. Put
Yeah.
more things out
Put
there.
more
And that
things
is
out.
exactly what we're doing
yeah,
every day.
every day,
Literally every day.
yeah,
Literally every weekday.
literally every weekday, yeah. No black pills. That's exactly right.
You're damn right.
Sent you DMs on Gilded for what could be a t-shirt idea for your merch. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, man. We want to do a shirt as well that just says wrong.
Musician with Vitaligo is MJ.
Oh, the only good musician with vitiligo is
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Isn't he the only one?
I don't get it.
I mean, I don't know any other
Oh, yeah, I guess
musicians
there-
that have
are there any?
vitiligo. Except I think that you're in a band. That's why you're touring in that game.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
MJ was amazing though.
True.
I'm supposed to be working on a Call of Cthulhu game for Halloween, but
Oh, hell
my
yeah.
friends are going out of town. But now I got a cyberpunk. I have cyberpunk on the mind, so now I'm writing a cyberpunk adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
had
follow the inspiration where it leads, basically. Yeah.
yes. I had an idea for a Lovecraftian cyberpunk game, which I have not run yet, but maybe I will at some point.
Yeah. Question: have you ever heard of Maelstrom Doomsday or
I have not.
Doomsday? A D100 system, but has a life path character creation system, sort of like Traveler. Making a character is really fun. I've never heard of that at all.
I like D100 systems, and I love life paths as well.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. I will look it up.
As
I've
long
not
as sorry, as long as CCP doesn't use my EVE Online money to buy back World of Darkness, I'm fine. Yeah. Really sucks that the Chinese room, Walking Sim devs, is working on Bloodlines 2. That just automatically means it will suck alongside them firing the Bloodlines writer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no.
we all see this coming. Was there any future in which it wouldn't have turned out this way?
Yeah.
No.
5th edition World of Darkness is on Humble Bundle for $20. Nice.
No, how about that? Nice.
Yeah. They couldn't do Bloodlines 1 with modern graphics. That would be simple. Yeah, but here's the
Yeah.
thing. With RTX Remix, there are people who are already working on
Oh, yeah.
doing a full overhaul of every asset in Bloodlines. And
And many other games.
yeah, and it already looks great. That's going to take a long time, though. But it looks amazing. Curseborn found family redditing the game. Yeah. Oh, my God. My group finally started out our Delta Green game last week. Very
Nice.
fun and felt dangerous as hell, though apparently Antarctic zombies are no match for Dragon's Breath rounds of plastic explosives. Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah. But there are other things that are not so easy.
Right. But again, if a human with a shotgun with Dragon's Breath rounds could just annihilate... This is for like vampire, because I've been thinking, because our vampire video on humanity, we have a bunch of people in the comments in that saying how they disagree because mankind is villainous and evil and will just... There's no way to beat the vampires and everything like that.
It's like, if that's true,
That's
why is there still a masquerade?
right. Why is there a masquerade?
Why are we even talking about it? Why haven't the vampires taken over?
Right. Why haven't they taken over? And also, in the fucking First Inquisition,
They had torches.
They had torches and wooden
swords
stakes and
wood-
swords,
yeah.
and that was it. And they brought the fucking kindred to their knees. You don't
Right.
think that with guns and bombs
and missiles and satellite imagery and the survey and the panopticon?
You don't think that they wouldn't have corrupted the intelligence agencies too?
Again, it's like if you want to accept defeat, then
Right.
by all means, play in that world,
And
that
then-
like shitty world.
And the even worse comments were, yeah, well, I mean, this doesn't work with regular humanity, but that's why you have the technocracy. It's like, no, we're not talking about mage.
Right.
Take that shit elsewhere.
Yes. Also, if the technocracy really existed in the world of vampire, I know it's all the world of darkness, but why haven't the mages taken over? Why haven't the technocracy taken, at least co-opted the vampires or the werewolves or the traditions or the technocracy? They're just different games. They exist on different, way different levels of scope. Certainly mage more than anything.
The 2-week game was Concord. Dustborn was Progs in a bus ruining lives. Let's see.
Nope.
During the First Inquisition, they torch as pitchforks. And Inquisitors dag Inquisitors are amazing being.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. There he goes again. Thank you, Mr. President. Nope, not done yet. I use a pencil and paper for note taking. Exactly. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Obsidian is the normie-friendly way of doing org mode, in that it's not org mode at all. It's markdown files that you can interconnect. It's how I run my life, in addition to all my games and ideas.
Interesting.
Yeah. Markdown is fine. Org mode can compile the markdown, of course. It's not the same, though. Org mode can do some wild stuff. But what you're talking about with interconnecting all of them, you can also do with org mode, with org roam. There's just go down a rabbit hole on org mode on YouTube, and you'll see all this wild shit that people do with it. It's amazing. Dustborn. Okay, we're talking about.
Oh my god.
You can get a cop to
Unalive.
To unalive, as the Zoomer says, by telling him how awful he is for mansplaining to his partner. That's saying, I'm looking for a black man about this tall is racial profiling. That's in a video game, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally in a video game.
If I were to write a review for the Oyster, where would you like to have it published?
Drive-through RPG.
Drive-through RPG would be great.
Yeah, once it's available there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to review it on your blogs, YouTube channels.
Yeah, by all
anything.
means.
We do also want to get it on Amazon at some point. But
yes.
But that's just like not a concern at the moment. There's a FOSS alternative to Obsidian called Joplin that is pretty nice too. I used it for a while, but I'm a real notebook and pencil guy. Yeah. I want a BLG wrong shirt so I can wear it to work and annoy my boss. Yeah, we will be making that shirt. Don't worry.
100%.
Triggering is not a superpower. Okay.
Yes.
Don't forget you've got the Ginger Fraser meme I made, or that one on a shirt. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's true.
Yeah.
We have a lot of ideas for t-shirts and apparel.
Negative Wisdom says the Oyster is completely revolutionary in terms of RPG module design. This is not glazing / BLG dick writing. It is a fact. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate that. It is heavily inspired by the structure of Vampire City modules, though.
Yes.
It's more focused and a tightly knit set of characters with these conditional overlapping things. But that was very much what we wanted to bring that to, like, hey,
the D&D dungeon crawler.
You can do this. You can do something else than just dungeon crawling.
Mm-hmm. And you should.
And you should, yeah. And it doesn't have to be at the expense of dungeon crawling either.
Correct.
You can have both. But thank you very much, Negative Wisdom, for saying that. That is awesome.
Hell yeah.
My dreams are weird. Last one was like on an infinite plane planet, and we were traveling to the white sun, and we found a rolling star, hot ball of metal on train tracks. Write it down.
Write it down. As David Lynch says, write it down.
Write it down. When you have an idea, you write it down.
You can forget
it. Which edition of Traveler is most beginner friendly? We don't know.
I don't know. We haven't yet looked at Traveler.
Yeah, I've never read Traveler.
But we will. We always say that we will, and we will.
Right.
But just haven't.
I want to read the originals, the 3 little black books.
Yeah.
And then I want to read second edition Mongoose, the one that Sean are correctly.
Whoa.
That happened.
That was nuts.
That happened during the
interview with
Trevor, and we had the exact same reaction.
And someone told us
that it's like a system thing that, like, if you say congratulations,
but I don't remember what it meant.
I don't know what triggered.
But a bunch, if it didn't show up on for other people, a bunch of balloons just showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely showed up. I mean, it was on. I can see what's being broadcast to them. There's a lot of pro-vampire propaganda out there, yeah.
Yes,
my favorite tagline for all of World of Darkness stuff in the Land of the Living: 4 dudes with shotguns will kill anything you'd normally see in World of Darkness. Yeah.
Yep.
They would. This cyberpunk game is Lovecraft inspired. Nice. Corporations dealing with things from beyond they really shouldn't be messing with. Think Doom. Very cool.
I like that.
The entire DA line is the best line.
Dark Ages line.
Oh,
I love
Dark
Vampire
Ages
Dark
so
Ages.
So good.
And it is the deluxe edition of V20 Dark Ages is the most gorgeous RPG book that I have. However, that throne may go to Ars Magica.
Yeah.
Because they are doing amazingly
2 days
well.
into their backer kit campaign, they're at about $500,000.
Yes.
And here's the cool thing, and we love them for this. They have put all of Ars Magica, at least the last edition, and
which
this
goes all the way back to
edition,
2004.
Goes that
20 years.
20 years worth of shit into the Creative Commons. So anyone can make Ars Magica shit now without even asking for their permission.
Yep.
I think you have to say, it's a Creative Commons attribution, so you do have to say based on Ars Magica by blah blah blah.
But
that's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And they said I guess I sent it to you yesterday. They sent like a backer update. Like, but a lot of people have been asking us when is the Creative Commons open license go active? Like, as far as we're concerned, as soon as it unlocks on the campaign. So
have at it.
Have at it. Make stuff. We want you to make stuff. We want you to be able to play this game forever, which is 100% the correct attitude.
Yeah. And the book looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. So go check out the Ars Magica backer kit.
And their success, that is not a simple game.
No.
That has a very focused theme.
Very
and it
niche.
is very
niche.
very niche. And if a exceptionally niche medieval historic fantasy game in which the idea it's not only troop style play, but the characters, there's 3 degrees of characters at wildly different power scales and importance in many regards. Very complicated historical information, a very opinionated setting, a deep but not not rules light and not very difficult to master magic system, if that can get in 48 hours $500,000, that should be another huge white pill to everybody.
Yeah.
Do not dilute or water down your ideas or your vision.
Right.
If you have a really good idea and you present it well and competently, there is a market for it.
Yeah, absolutely. In the 90s, there were a lot of VTM players for whom the LARP never ended. Very unfortunate and very true.
Yes.
The First Inquisition is a hero in this house.
End of story.
Yeah, end of story. Don't apologize for breaking Mr. President. We love the president.
Yeah.
Mr. President having a major stroke tonight. He has it every night. But the thing is, he keeps going.
He keeps going. He doesn't give up.
He doesn't give up. And that's what we love about him. I wish I could follow these vampire tangents. I always avoided the game due to thinking it was extremely paused and poppered up. Well, you're not totally wrong.
Not totally wrong, but the thing is, there are really good ideas underneath that.
YouTube takes 30% of your super chats? Yes. Got a Ko-Fi or something? I don't know what Ko-Fi is.
I think it's like a buy me coffee thing. It's like I think small transaction. It's like an external, as far as I know, like it's sort of like an external super chat
Interesting
thing.
I hate external things though.
Yeah.
Have a good night, man. Yep.
Take it easy, man.
I went down the Doom Emacs rabbit hole for a while with the encouragement of a friend. Bounced off after a couple of weeks, but I gave it an honest shot. Yeah, here's the thing. I would not suggest starting with Doom Emacs. I would suggest starting with vanilla Emacs, just from the opening screen, press tutorial, go through the tutorial a bunch of times, because that will teach you enough about how Emacs works that when you want to switch to Doom, which has a lot of nice features and conveniences, you'll actually understand pretty much how it works. You're not going to be able to customize Emacs. You don't have to with Doom Emacs very much because they've just made it so much better. Like my own configuration file is very, very small now. It's like 70 lines down from like 1,200, 1,300 lines. And it's way faster. But you can learn Emacs. It is possible. I learned Emacs and I'm not that smart. But if you want to really customize it, you do have to learn Emacs Lisp, which have fun with that. I'm going to slob on the BLG knob in the reviews section of the Drive-Thru RPG.
Well, we can't stop you.
I considered getting into Emacs back when I was doing computer science in university, stuck with Sublime Text before moving to VS Code. VS Code is a good editor. And if I were to recommend to a new programmer a text editor to use, I would tell them to use VS Code because it has a lot of modern conveniences that Emacs is slowly catching up on, actually pretty rapidly. But I've given myself brain damage irreparably by using Emacs, and I can't go back now. I'm too productive in it. It's too fast. But there's a big fucking cost to learning it and a lot of annoying shit that goes along with it. The last I knew, the PDF was free and the print on demand is cheap. Facsimile edition.
Replying
Must
to
be...
Corvinus Wargaming.
Is that a Traveler facsimile edition? I don't know.
I don't
know. You're on a Mac and it has some weird things triggered by how you emote sometimes. Okay. Ars Magica. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Is it good?
I think it's good.
Sly Blue Demon likes it. He's been running Ars Magica for quite a while.
Hell yeah, I did not recall that. Yeah, Ars Magica is cool. I've never run it. I played a couple of isolated one shots with it, and it was always really fascinating, really interesting to me. But just did not have the opportunity to get a long-term game going. But maybe that will change in the future. Although I have many other things on the docket. So, but I'll have Ars Magica forever, and I'll have all of it forever.
Any tips for running Call of Cthulhu for people who have only played D&D before? You have to role play. Is what? No.
Yeah. It's just that simple. I would say
Open every box, read every book. I mean,
wear period clothing.
look at
I mean, here
look at everything, even if the GM's not able to describe it. Stare into the void.
What I would say is this: it's like, be upfront and clear with your players. This is a different type of game, and we're going to be doing different things.
Yeah.
It can be very lethal. This is not 0 to hero. This is not the dungeon crawl dynamic. It's an occult mystery game.
Which is
do
when
you
I
want
said,
to do that, or do you not want to do that?
I should clarify, when I was saying read every book, I was talking about in character. Read every book, open every drawer.
Open every drawer.
Yeah, stare into things that the GM can't describe properly. You know.
Yeah. See what's in the black mirror.
Yeah.
If there are weird fluids, or drink them so you know what they do.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All of those things.
Yeah.
If we ever did an OSR style community reboot of Vampire, oh no. I'd like to see it set in the Spanish Inquisition. There was a Call of Cthulhu Humble Bundle available.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very cool.
But back to this.
OSR Vampire.
I do not ever want to see an OSR style vampire game. It will be bad, and it will not be vampire.
Yeah, the OSR,
it's not even just, this is not just like OSR hate. It's that it is a fundamentally different kind of game. And
correct.
A D20 BX knockoff
it
of
doesn't
Vampire
capture what
is
that
not
game is
gonna,
about.
Yeah, it's not going to get you what that game is about.
Right. Yeah, like, again, you should just get a PDF of an older edition of Vampire, or V5, whichever edition you want to do. And if you want to set it in the second Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition, pick up V20 Dark Ages.
Yeah, and do that. Or I would say the other thing is, I haven't played it, but the design mechanism makes very good stuff. And after the Vampire Wars is a Mythras sort of World of Darkness.
Yes, which I've not looked at yet.
I have not looked at yet either, so I can't actually comment on it.
Everything
other than
I've seen that they do is good.
Is good, yeah. So we have confidence that is probably pretty good. But I would not. It's not an OSR game. It's just not. It's fundamentally different than the kind of things that OSR games are about. And on the reverse of that, I would not want to see a dungeon crawler made
using the storyteller system.
World of Darkness storytelling dice pool system. That would be terrible. It would be so bad.
That would be worse.
Yeah.
That would be worse.
It would be worse. Ars Magica owns coolest magic system, and it inspired a lot of Trevor's magic system in
The Broken
Empires, which is on Kickstarter now. We have both backed it.
Yes, which is doing very well.
Very well, yeah. Ko-Fi takes no cut. Yeah, but it's like, how do...
I just don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works. Like, how do I integrate that with YouTube? Or can I? And like, I know that I could probably get like a Ko-Fi plugin, and then I can show those chats or whatever. But it's like, am I expecting people to tune in onto YouTube and then to do
sign
something
up an account for
it's like I don't
link their bank account for I don't want to make people do that.
Well, I don't care about making them do that. It's, can I expect them to do both things at once, Ko-Fi and YouTube?
But that's the thing. I don't want to make them do that because the ask is too high. You know, it's a pay.
Also, how do they take no cut?
How do they make money? I don't know.
Wargaming, treat the game like an investigation or mystery. This means giving them obvious clues.
I would just, the most important thing from my perspective is, do you honestly want to try and do this thing, or do you not? And if you don't want to do it, then we should not do that.
Right.
Take my money.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the $5. We will take your money.
Thank you,
I
man.
can't believe Ginger Fraser belongs to the wrong cult. Vim is the correct text editor, except that I'm not in a text editor cult. I'm in a religion. And Emacs, as you know, is much more than a text editor. It's practically an operating system. I can run Vim inside Emacs, literally. And then I can, if I wanted to actually use Emacs as a Vim user, I could use evil mode. But I don't use evil mode. I use crazy mode. That's from there's a great Emacs video out there. It's like typical Emacs programmer or something. It's so funny. The guy is wearing this like
Einstein
blind.
outfit? Yeah.
No, it's like this like white wig that like comes out here and it's just like chopped like flat.
Yeah, that's right. It's like an ongoing
I don't use
Blogian.
evil mode. I use crazy mode.
It's crazy mode.
Let me show you how to do this. Oh, well, it's not working right now. I only have to and it's like 10 minutes long and it's 100% correct. Then had a further idea of esoterica discovered in the far future, where humans now live in multiple planets across our solar system, over time making magic schools based off of the limits they have.
Interesting.
Yep.
Oh, what happened?
I wrote my bachelor's thesis in Notepad. You got to write it in ED, or like real men only edit text with said. Night Danger had some interesting shit to say about Call of Cthulhu adventure design he did on Twitter the other day that made me want to try running it. Yes.
Yeah. Night Danger has very good ideas.
He has very good ideas, very good takes. And yes, he was talking about how you can, it's like the mystery is not like a serial episode of like, oh, okay, we're just doing this mystery. We're solving this one thing. Here's the clue. If they miss the clues, it's gone. It's that it's conspiracies, and overlapping conspiracies, you know. Why are the feds involved now? Like there's all sorts of other stuff you need to do. Everybody go to Night Danger's Twitter and follow him.
Yeah, and his YouTube channel and follow him.
Yeah. Let me see here. Never played Vampire, but the system I've been working on forever uses D10 dice pools. Nice.
Okay, cool.
We do like D10s. We do like dice pools.
Indeed.
You don't need an account for Ko-Fi. You can just pay with PayPal. All right. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. I've heard that Call of Cthulhu and similar investigative games really encourage players to think outside of the box and make use what you have on your character. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Nice. Look at these two punks. Exactly.
Look at these guys, these dudes.
I saw some of the early thumbnails renders. They look fucking rad.
Yeah, man.
For Cults of Zahak, everybody out there. D here is going to be making some great art. Wasn't Exalted their fantasy game? Were there not dungeon crawls in it? There were not dungeon crawls in it. Exalted is a very different sort of fantasy game with a totally broken rule set. In second edition, the errata is 200 pages. I'm not joking. And the third edition, yeah, it has such a good setting, and it's so much fun, but it's so broken and stupid. And the third edition just sucks. And again, we always recommend to people.
Where is it?
Lone Wolf Fists.
Yep.
Is an actual spiritual successor to the Spirit of Exalted, and
which is not terrible.
With a much better system.
And much better art.
Yeah. How's it going tonight? It's going great.
It's going great, man. Yeah.
There are republished Call of Cthulhu adventures that are basically just railroads. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yep.
Got to make them look awesome. More incoming. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hear the dog drinking water. I know. Sounded loud. It was loud. She does the slorp 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 meme from 4chan. Exactly. 200-page errata. Jeez, might as well just write a new version at that point. Did they forget to play test their game? Yes. In fact, they did. Lone Wolf Fists is actually playable, he means. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. I ran Exalted 2E for a few months. The combat system was so bad, our party would avoid fighting, so I didn't have to deal with charms. Yeah. Yeah. Many such cases.
Indeed.
Yeah. I still love Exalted, but it's so bad. I know it, and I know it's bad. Broken Empire's adaptation for Zahak, like Axe for the Broken Oyster. The Broken Oyster.
Not yet, because Trevor is waiting until he gets all his ducks in a row and fulfills everything and gives all of his backers what he promised them, and then
and we also don't know enough about his setting to even know if it would be
we don't even have it
as an adaptation. So no,
but maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future.
See.
Yeah,
we
would love to make
stuff for Broken Empires,
for the Broken Empires.
Yeah. But that'll be on Trevor.
Yeah, that'll be on Trevor. And he actually had a great live stream with Kelsey Dion today.
Yes, he did.
Talking about a lot of this stuff.
2-hour AMA.
Yeah, and he talked about like converting to different systems. As we've said many times in the past, you can do that. It's on you, as the person running the game, to take something from a different thing. And he said, like, could you take like a Mythras monster and put it in the game? He's like, yeah, it's going to take some conversion. Or someone asked about
Shadowdark. Like, can you convert a Shadowdark character into like, I guess,
There's a bunch of questions of like, how easy would it be to like bring this into my 5e game? He's like, have you guys even watched my channel? Like, I don't even talk about D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. You can watch him and Kelsey talk on his channel.
Yeah, myself, and Die.
It was very good. Exalted is our abusive ex. That was amazing in the sack. Exactly. How do you guys feel about Broken Empires or Shadowdark license? We like the Shadowdark license. We hope there's a Broken Empires license.
Yep.
We used the Shadowdark license to make the Shucked Oyster.
Shucked Oyster, correct. Yes.
And what was I just had a thought about the Shucked Oyster. Oh, yeah. And we also, the Shucked Oyster is huge, by the way. It's like 270 something pages, I think. Physical pages. I think it's like 267 or something with like actual page numbers on the things. But we did the word count on that and the word count on the Shadowdark core book. And the Shucked Oyster is like 80%.
The size of the Shadowdark book. In
core
terms
book.
of word count.
Yeah, word count. So it's a lot of content.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At any rate, I think we are we're right at the
halfway point,
which is where we actually talk about the content, the title of the video. But we're going to switch over to the
and I guess we did talk about some of that with what we got cooking up on the locals in the future and the channel.
Exactly. But if I go to screen share, this is going to show. Oh, perfect. Okay, but now I need to move the chat so I can.
I see.
Here we go. So we're not going to be able to bring up your chats. We can still sort of see them on this tiny, tiny text ahead of us. Maybe I can make that bigger. It just makes it wider.
Yeah.
Of course. I can sort of see that. Yeah, character creation, they give you 10, which nobody can remember how they work. The charms, yeah, especially in the GM.
Oh, these are the
Sorry,
Exalted
Swag Museum. If third edition's worse, I think you get 15 charms at character creation. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, this is Young Steve's, our first blog post at all, actually, over on the locals.
Yeah, we wanted to do this for a while, but again, have just been hyper-focused on getting the Shucked Oyster all the way across the finish line.
Right. This is Americana Heroism by Young Steve. Do you want to do the reading on this? I'll give you the mouse if you want.
Okay.
Since this is your jam.
Yeah. So, this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and we wanted to give some more content on the locals, so it seemed reasonable to just, like we said earlier, follow the inspiration, talk about what's just on your mind at the time, and I did what David Lynch said. I wrote it down.
I wrote it down. You can just
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. You have to have the mouse actually on this screen.
On this screen, there we go.
I know it's confusing because it shows it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, whatever. So we'll see what you guys have to think. We'll just recite and read through this and
Yeah.
hopefully have a conversation about it. When I made the move from Virginia to Texas last October, I was struck by just how much beauty of the American countryside could be seen from the highway. The journey, mostly along I-81 and I-40, allowed me to witness the changing leaves of Virginia, the looming crags of eastern Tennessee, which I see I did not put a space in between.
Shit quality. Wow. Didn't even
Shocking
proofread it.
greenery of Arkansas, which is true. It was, I don't know what I expected from Arkansas, but not.
Everybody shits on Arkansas.
It was gorgeous. It was like the deepest green I'd ever seen.
It's like everybody shits on the Midwest, which leads me to believe it's probably amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, the vast expanse of northeastern Texas. I felt it several times during that long drive, something of the magic of America itself. There is a character to the American countryside and to its people, which is completely unique, which has not truly been captured in the hobby, which is true.
Yeah.
I think you and I shared this with you. We were talking about it right after, probably like the day I moved in. It was like, you know, you see pictures, or even if you go to like Yellowstone or what have you, or to a national park, those things are sort of corralled. There's an artificiality to it. And you think, or at least I thought that, like, oh, there's clearly beauty that, you know, Windows captures for its like loading screens, or, you know, for a calendar or a National Geographic documentary. But for most of us, certainly for me, we're not exposed to that. And there was just an implicit assumption on my part that almost all of that was either didn't exist anymore really, or was so hidden under the decay that you couldn't see it. But even keeping to the highway, it was absolutely gorgeous. Right when the leaves were turning in the Appalachians, it was great.
Yeah.
Recently, Night Danger has been elaborating on Twitter about his Canadian fantasy game, which I should have linked but forgot to, his Twitter profile. And I was reminded by this, reminded of my experience traveling the country, and wondered what the American mythos might be as it pertains to fantasy. That ephemeral American magic beneath the mundane perception. Yeah, he's been talking about, I don't remember what system he's using, but this Canadian mythos inspired, I don't know if he's doing a Bronstein or something with it, or if he's doing a solo. I don't recall what system. It doesn't matter. It's the theme. And there is something similar to the Canadian origin story and the Canadian experience to the American one.
One that is, of course, lesser than the American.
Of course. Maybe
obviously.
like 60% is good.
Right.
I don't, you know, maybe that's too much. Unlike the grand conflict of myth and morality presented by Tolkien, or the heroic masculine brutality ordering a broken and fallen world as shown in Howard's Conan, Americana fantasy occupies a position outside of the typical high versus low fantasy spectrum. The dynamic, instead, is that of the eternal frontier. There is no organized, overwhelming evil from without to face, nor an apocalyptic savagery requiring a man to strip himself of his restraining virtue in order to survive. Mankind is a force of order and good that civilizes a dark and chaotic land which ultimately cannot be wholly subjugated. I think this is true.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wrote it. But that is part of the founding American story. And there's even in our debased modern world, there is something of that. And maybe I'll talk about that too later in a different post. But we'll see. The evil of the Americana mythology is something ephemeral, or a force which corrupts material actors with an echo of its unknowableness. As Sheriff Truman reveals to Agent Cooper in Twin Peaks, there is always a darkness in the woods or in the places that we can't see. Likewise, it's only in America that Lovecraft could have arose to put forward his mythos, which so well develops that primordial American fear of the unknowable. That didn't occur to me until I thought about it while I was writing this. Obviously, the advent of science and modern thinking, materialism more broadly speaking, obviously that's a big part of Lovecraft as well. But I do think it's anchored, at least in part, in what I'm trying to get at here. That's sort of what the evil is. It's this sort of unknowable thing, this aloof and kind of alien aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we also have UFOs, which I haven't talked about in this article, but the darkness and chaos of the land must always be guarded against, and it holds true as much for the colonial East and the frontier West as it does for modern suburbia or small-time modern America. The aspects of what contribute to the heroic constitute the hero. Remember what I wrote. Constitute the Americana heroic spirit are those which embody courage in the face of unknown adversity and boldness of conviction. Interestingly, the dynamic doesn't present itself the same way within the landscape of the American city, which is such a unique thing. The American city is different from Paris or from London or from Montreal or from Bangkok or what have you. And as I say at the end of the paragraph, perhaps I'll talk about that more as well, because these are also things you and I have been talking about
a lot. Yeah.
Returning to the qualities of the true Americana hero, it seems to me that there are 5 distinct American archetypes that embody the kind of ordering virtue who present themselves time and again in the American stories. So I list off, and I'll be interested to see what the chat thinks and what you think as well. The rebel. Our creation myth is defined in large part by unapologetic denial of old and corrupted strictures. The rebel is himself a kind of productive chaos, a renewing force which challenges and prunes the customs and behaviors of a civilization such that it does not become ossified or corrupted by the enervating darkness of the unknown. Such a man lives amongst society by his own code, or else ventures out into the wilds to prove to all the truth of his heterodox conviction by building anew or vanquishing some external threat. The rebel violently repudiates the conventions, but is... the text is so small.
It is very small.
Conventions, but is not himself a misanthrope. He acts as he does because his beliefs embody a love of his people and promote their future flourishing rather than destruction for its own sake. What do you think about that?
I think I'm going to try to make the text bigger.
There we go.
And then I'm just going to move
that over for people.
Oh, goddamn, I'm not. False mouse. Oh, you son of a bitch. You goddamn son of a bitch. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, what do you think about that?
So, I think you're right, but I think the rebel is not going after the external threat because they're rebelling against whatever the order is.
But that's what I mean here. The rebel, to my mind, they're either challenging something within a culture, within a civilization, or due to a lack of appropriate reaction to something that is external by the community, it's up to them to do it. You know, that's sort of what I was thinking in that regard. That's against the law, or that's
right.
You know, or we have to just hunker down.
Yeah,
and obviously there's going to be overlap among it. This is the case with any kind of archetypical like analysis.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing that you're seeing with like post the hurricane in North Carolina.
Yes,
is that you have FEMA basically doing nothing. These people or literally
breaking the law. They are rebelling against what is an ossified and evil order, and they're going out there into these what was civilization and is now the wilderness.
Right. And saving people, hopefully.
And hopefully they're at least trying to do
trying
so.
to do so. Yeah, and all of these things, this is a part of the creation myth of the United States, and this is one of the reasons that the U.S. is so awesome.
Yes.
Is that it's not, God, king, and country. It's kill the masters.
Right. Right.
No, it's
again that's what the founding colonials were. They were rebelling against an old order, and they went out externally to make something their own.
Right. And that's been one of the unfortunate things about. It's not unfortunate necessarily, but it's like and I think you talk about the pioneers as well.
Yes.
Later on, but the running out of a frontier has been such
Dane
a disaster.
is right. Freedom magic.
Freedom magic. Yeah. You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I think you're right here.
All right. Let's proceed to the cowboy, the figure of the lone guardian.
You might want to scroll down a bit for the.
You're right.
For the viewer.
For the viewer.
Scroll down so we cover it up. There we go. Get wrecked, chat.
The figure of the lone guardian prowling the wilderness or patrolling the borderlands is an instantly recognizable and admirable one that manifests far afield of the mundane profession of the Western rancher. Obviously, we're talking more about than the job of, you can be a cowboy.
Yeah.
The cowboy has his eyes set to the unknown, alert for danger and evil, while at his back are his people, his town, his herd. Equally at home amongst civilization or in the wilds, he is so iconic because he so perfectly presents the integrated man whose prodigious courage and discerning compassion inspire awe in ordinary men. The cowboy vivifies his people, and with his bearing and resolve, for he is prepared and committed equally in all circumstances, he is America's Odysseus. He is the kind of man for all seasons. That's how I'm sort of seeing this. He's someone on a man who's on the border between order and chaos.
Yeah, and the thing is with all of these is there's overlap between all of them.
Of course.
Because
I think
the cowboy is not necessarily a pioneer or like the frontiersman. And he's
it's
not
something slightly different.
The rebel either. Oftentimes he is.
Yes.
But there's almost with both of these, like the rebel can be an archetype also that could be rebelling against something that is actually a sort of lawful, like the good.
Sure.
The good thing.
Yes, yes.
The cowboy is more of like you think of the cowboy as being a part of the law, the enforcement of the law, even if, once again, the institution isn't doing it. How many of these things, of these great movies, is the cowboy taking things into his own hands?
Yes.
And doling out real justice, like in Unforgiven.
The primal primal justice. And it's
deserves got nothing to do with it.
Deserves got nothing to do with it. But I really do see this idea of the cowboy as the real integration between like the civilized man and the barbarian man. Mm-hmm. It's like Gilgamesh and Enkidu in one person. Mm-hmm. He can exist in society. He has a place. He has a role, but he also has the courage and the fortitude and the inclination to be out there on the outskirts and deal with things and venture out there if he has to. And he's looking externally.
Yeah.
At least to my mind, much of the time, he is the one who. And that is, again, we're not talking strictly about the profession of a cowboy,
right?
But that is part of the inspiration for the archetype, of course. And a cowboy is a kind of shepherd. Is a shepherd of cattle.
Yeah.
You know.
And of boys. No. How's it going, Kyle? Good to see you, man. Broken Blades in the chat.
Oh, hell yeah. Whoop.
Blog post may be relevant to your interests.
Yes, indeed. So we'll proceed apace here. The pioneer, we talk about the pioneer here. Possessed of a unique kind of American wanderlust, the pioneer is more than a mere explorer or a restless vagabond, but one who boldly presses deep into the unknown to make their mark on the very land itself. Their deeds prove that the impossible is out there for the taking, and in their wake the advance of order and civilization follows. The pioneer is at peace only when he is beyond the borders of the known world, pitting mind and body against the ceaseless hardship of the wilderness and the looming darkness of the unknown. His spirit is indomitable, as treacherous bogs, vast ravines, towering mountains in time lie cowed beneath the hard-packed dirt of the pioneer's trails that offer safe passage for his people into the beyond. You know, this is your Lewis and Clark. This is your Davy Crockett. Well, maybe not exactly a Davy Crockett, but definitely there's an air of the pioneer to him. You know, there's a Captain Kirk in here. It's like he's going boldly where no man has gone before.
Right.
And
to places where people already live. You mean? Shut up.
So, we thought there was no pass through that mountain. This is intractable land. Until that guy does it.
It's also just the idea of like doing the impossible.
Yes, you're doing the impossible, and you're almost signing your name into the very land itself. How many roads or mountain passes or trails are named in honor of the people who found them?
Right.
You know, it's that kind of spirit. It's that kind of man. The homesteader. There are countless stories in the American mythos of a man or band planting their flag to hold it against all comers. There's a visceral power in the act of truly claiming a place as one's own and vowing never to back down. The homesteader is a settlement founder, a family patriarch, or a captain of industry who sees the power and prosperity out there in the beyond for him and his people and relentlessly ventures forward to take it. He cuts a swath into the dark wilderness and rips the trees and ore out by their very roots from the land and fashions it into a home, a bastion of order amidst a sea of chaos. In the heart of the homesteader, his people see the virtue of true rulership and ambition that brings forth a well-ordered society that will not be compromised or broken by danger or decay. You know, these are your founders.
Right.
This is Daniel Plainview. You know, we're going out into the wilderness and we're sticking it out.
Staking a claim.
Staking a claim. This is mine. This is ours.
And you carve it out.
Yes.
Right.
And at last, we have the pilgrim, who in a way is perhaps the most American archetype. The pilgrim makes the implicit virtue and faith inherent in the civilizational enterprise explicit. Against the endless expanse of chaos and darkness, the voice of the pilgrim proclaims to the weary and the timid that God is here and our prosperity is his will. The faith he proclaims frames the uniquely American soul within providential bounds that are both virtuous and life-affirming. The pilgrim remains ever with his people, holding aloft the light of truth against the darkness that ever threatens to creep in and lifts their spirits in making the divine manifest within the community. The faith he bolsters amongst the people is a bastion against all despair and hardship, and gives rise to all other heroic aspects that renew mankind's heroic spirit.
So if Daniel Plainview was the homesteader, the pilgrim is Eli.
Well, no. Eli is a demon. Eli is a weak, cowardly, and petty man. He is a liar.
You're the
Afterbirth slithered out of your mother's
slithered out of your mother's
Fogged
filth.
on the mantelpiece. Glass jar. Yeah.
I beat you.
Yeah, but like that's it's like obviously in Conan and Sword and Sorcery are a inherently American creative
it's
invention.
The most, and it is the most clear example of the European mind cannot comprehend this.
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't, it's not, and I don't think anybody would argue with this. Conan is, the Conan story, Sword and Sorcery is American. It's not Americana.
Yeah.
Per se.
Correct.
And similar, again, on the reverse end, Tolkien, there is an implicit, there's Eru Iluvatar and there's Gandalf and there's all,
It's Europe.
It's
England.
It's a European thing. And particularly an English conception of things. Neither of them really get at this, and there really isn't this idea of the pilgrim, which again, obviously part of the real American founding story. Mm-hmm. And then we have a picture of Texas there.
Oh yeah, picture of Texas. And then we got a bunch of comments as well.
Yeah, what do we get?
Shit, we got a big one too. Oh, Broken Blade.
Oh
shit.
there.
Nice. Let's read
5
what Kyle
hours ago.
says. This is great. Here are some possible adversaries which oppose the various hero archetypes. 1, the tyrant. Oh, this is good. Freedom is anathema to the tyrant who seeks only to extinguish the flame of liberty. The tyrant does not preserve traditions which protect the weak, but impose edicts that benefit the powerful. Men living under the iron fist of a tyrant are denied personal autonomy and are expected to blindly obey authority. And this is excellent too, because the tyrant is an archetype that can be fit into so many different aspects of like American myth.
Correct.
Because you've got people like, we'll see the others that he said here, but it's like you've got the tyrant who runs the mining town. This is my town.
Right. Yeah, or like a Tammany Hall type guy.
Tammany Hall kind of thing. Or there's also, and then there's
or is like Boss Tweed.
Although I'm not Tammany Hall.
Not
might be
really Tammany
different.
Hall. I'm thinking of Boss Tweed. I think.
Right. But you can also see it in like Roadhouse.
Yes,
the billionaire
of course,
that lives
obviously.
across the lake. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who just drives his monster truck around with impunity and drives over a used car parking lot.
Yes.
The bandit. Roaming the wilderness like a hungry wolf, the bandit battles the sheepdog while hunting the vulnerable. Bandits possess an insatiable greed and often feel entitled to take from others. While the bandit believes freedom is found outside the law, he is a prisoner to his depraved impulses. Yes. Mm-hmm. The predator. The predator is nature's peril made manifest. It can take many guises, each attempting to thwart the advance of civilization. The predator hates man and cannot fathom living in harmony with him. The demagogue, which would be a little closer to Tammany Hall, potentially. The demagogue is a malcontent that not only rejects their community, but actively opposes it. The agitator seeks to destabilize societies, wielding poisoned words as their weapons of choice. The demagogue's dissidence sows discord and turns brother against brother. Yes. And then the apostate.
Probably Eli here.
Yeah. Rejecting the authority of God, the apostate embraces darkness. The apostate seeks refuge in wild, untamed places and traffics with malevolent entities. Seduced by eldritch power, the apostate challenges divinity and seeks to sway others from the love of God. These are good.
These are very cool.
These
very
are
good.
Very, very good.
Well, maybe we should see what the...
what else do
we got?
Leo Cloud.
Leo Cloud.
One of the things encapsulating the American landscape the most are all the scenic shots of Gone with the Wind. Yes, with the swelling music playing.
Indeed.
It is. What an incredible film that is. Plus 10 XP for providing me with an article that I will need to read multiple times in order to mine all the value out of it. Unique premise. I never considered an enumeration of the American heroic archetypes. I'm going to ponder this for some time just to see if I can come up with one that the list doesn't cover, as you should, and as we will be as well. This is why I'm subscribed here. Thanks, young Steve.
Thank you.
I'm sure that Saint Shauner is smiling down on you while saying you're still doing it wrong. He never said that we were doing it wrong.
That's true.
He, in fact, called us the good guys from Atlas Shrugged, which to me is the highest compliment we could receive. Yeah, I think there's probably more archetypes because I remember you had talked about
There may be
like,
more.
the
Yeah.
builder or like something. There are more of these.
Yes.
But there is.
Yes, I did. I did not have a conclusion. I said what I
That is true.
wanted to say, and then I stopped.
It was It was refuses to elaborate. Leaves.
Proclaims there are 5
Yeah.
archetypes. Refuses to elaborate and leaves.
Another uniquely American genre of heroism is film noir and hard-boiled fiction, an urban tale of a knight in dirty armor. And that's
So noir is more of a city thing,
yes,
to my mind.
But this is the thing: is that a huge part of American culture is the American city.
That is true.
And so there's probably archetypes that we can take for the city as well.
Yes, I was thinking that as well because
Right.
I think there are American archetypes that exist only within like the metropolis.
Yes.
You know, your New York's, your Chicago's, your Los Angeles's.
Right. But let me. I'm going to bring us back to normal. and
Yes,
get us
let's
to
see
the
what
chat.
the chat's been talking about.
Right. I have to stop using my left hand like a fucking idiot. And there we go.
Let's see.
But yeah, there's something to the American mythos.
And there's something
American
to Americana itself,
as
which isn't
a vibe and as
yeah, as not only because this is also something that Night Danger correctly pointed out with regard to the distinction between genre and aesthetic. He was talking about cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
There obviously is an aesthetic, but there's a substance beneath that style, which I don't
Yes.
think ever has been. I don't even know if has ever even really been attempted to be put forward within the role-playing hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there have been movies, TV shows that are Gone with the Wind, you know, like,
right.
but with role players.
Yeah.
So
Drove from Central California to Montana. Yeah, it's beautiful, and most of that was high desert and salt flats. Yeah. Lewis and Clark RPG would be rad. Explore the frontier, meet Indians, and kill Wendigos.
yeah, that would be cool.
We met several ex-Californians on the trip. Yeah. There's a lot of beauty in California, though.
That is true. I think that's
It's
undeniable.
Such a gorgeous place.
all the ugliness comes from
The city.
the city.
cities.
Yeah.
I've asked several people if they've had the chance to go home. If they had the chance to go homestead Mars, would they go? Literally everyone I've asked has said no. That's tragic to me. Yeah, Mars is a big ask. That's much bigger ask than moving
Yeah.
from Europe to America.
Yeah, if I was convinced that would be possible, maybe, but like
Yeah.
it's not
It's a big ask because there's also just not air to breathe
right.
on Mars, which is
Yeah.
a significant hurdle.
Correct. Yeah, no air, let alone anything else.
Yeah, to be honest, a trip to Mars is pretty much a guaranteed death sentence at this point. It's
Yeah.
it'd be pretty hard. Yeah, the worst place on Earth is far more hospitable than anywhere on Mars. That is true,
Yes.
but that's the idea: is to terraform places. And I do like space, and I do like the idea of exploring space and conquering space. It is, so to speak, the final frontier.
Indeed.
And I think that not trying to reach for the stars would be
That would be
tragic. Yeah.
Yes, that would be a true tragedy.
Right. But if I had the chance to be one of the first homesteaders on Mars, no.
No.
I don't want to do that. I led with the idea of it being terraformed and was habitable. And you got to be the first to colonize it. Well, yeah. If that was the case, that'd be
Sure,
cool.
if it-
Yeah. Kit Carson for Pioneer, absolute Chad. Thank you, Matt. Good to see you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Daniel Boone, yeah, for sure.
Going
where no man has gone before. Yeah.
Yes.
Whoop.
Whoa.
Goddamn chat. There we go. Really, the idea was to see if people still had that adventuring explorer spirit that built America. I think some people do. But this is, like I was saying earlier, is the tragedy is there's no frontier anymore. Is that the institutions, everything always was on your heels, and they caught up eventually, and then there was no more land to expand to, you know. And the only frontiers that we have left, places like Alaska, are very, very tough places to live.
Yeah.
If you want to go be a frontiersman. I agree with all of this, and they are all of them paragons of rugged individualism.
Correct.
Yes. Kind of wish we had this. This is why Howard resonates with me more than Tolkien. Yeah, totally fair. The thing is,
they both resonate with me, but
in very
different ways.
Yeah, because Conan does not have the same. Tolkien is myth.
Yeah,
and there is something. There's just something that resonates with me on a very deep level about the nature of good and evil, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's obviously that way because for something to be myth, it means it's this kind of, I don't even want to say low resolution, but it's this very low frequency that all of us are receptive to.
Yeah, it's not that it's not low resolution. It's that it's on a deeper.
Yeah, it's a more fundamental.
Yeah, it touches something more fundamental in you. Where as Conan touches on the primal vitality of man, you know, of like drink deeply and like kill your enemies, conquer things.
Right.
Like that's a different. There's just something there is very,
and
very
with
different.
Conan, the draw for the Conan stories is almost entirely the figure of Conan himself. Conan is not a builder. Conan is not a man with a plan. Conan is not a civilizational force. He's a deeply primally masculine force in which is not contained or corrupted in any way, and because of that purity of the masculine spirit, that's what's interesting and sort of awe-inspiring about him.
Right.
They're just different things.
Yeah. No one cares about Moorcock, really. It's all about The Witcher these days. Also, as far as I know, Moorcock despised anything English and British. Sounds
sounds pretty.
Yeah.
It sounds cool.
Call me a Moorcock fan then. More Americana archetypes. The pussy getter. How could we have forgotten the pussy getter? Yeah. Not unique or originating in Americana. Don Juan already exists. Elric is cool. Hitting the gym and learning the wildest spell of all time to get your woman back is tight. I haven't read Moorcock.
Doesn't he lose at the end, though?
I don't like people who lose. An idea I have is the frontiersman who embraces the positive side of nature and self-reliance, and the enemy with some form of collectivism that hates such a thing. Yeah, I think the frontiersman, because we've thought about this too, like possibly like the hunter. It's not necessarily an archetype though, but the frontiersman, there's like the mountain man.
Yeah.
But they're more specific, you know. They're not archetypes.
That's the thing. It's like straddling that line. It's something. It's a concept. It's a way of being that has to be broad enough to sort of exist across multiple instances. It can't be too specific to like a job, like but also it can't be so abstract to as
the archetype of the oil man.
right. Right.
Common J saying he likes it. Nice. Isn't space fake though? Maybe.
Who knows?
I've never been there.
I've never seen space
Bro, if
before.
you're English here and talk about English excellence, you're frowned on by everyone. I hate it. There's a potential for mythology to take its own form, but most of it is lost to time. If you're English here and talk about English excellence.
I am an excellence appreciator.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Tolkien. Tolkien
Right.
is one of the greats.
You also have to understand that as Americans, not liking the British is
It's
just
part of my heritage.
It's part of my heritage. Yeah. And it's especially part of my heritage, given the red beard. Nobody talks about Irish excellence. Why not?
Yeah.
You guys got Tolkien. We got a police vehicle named after us. The paddy wagon. It's cool hipster affectation. Yeah. Now to shit on English people and English culture. Oi, it's my favorite breakfast bean slop type shit. It's not a hipster thing. It's I'm sorry, do you have a license for that comment? Got him.
I love the Cockney aesthetic. It's very funny.
Oh, it's very funny.
It's very funny. And again, this is the thing. It's like Conan and Tolkien again. You have the English gentleman, or you have the vitalistic Cockney, jellied eels appreciator.
Not racist, just don't like them.
Just don't less.
Talk about it, and everyone asks, Celtic already exists, but like the English had their own gods, their own runes, and history. Germanics sneer and say, stop stealing from them. I'm just bitter, I guess. That's okay. You can be bitter. But you don't have to be bitter about this. And that's the cool thing. Didn't Tolkien, all of his Elvish runes, weren't those just English runes?
I don't know.
Like it was literally just Old English?
In search of spices and never figuring out that you're supposed to put them on food.
Got him. Tolkien is a fantasy ideal. Howard is fantasy made realistic.
So Conan is definitely more visceral and more grounded. It's a more like physical kind of world, I think.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's more realistic. I would just say it's more. They both exist in a fantasy milieu for sure. Conan in a way is like more real than real. In like we're getting into like the blood and the flesh and the sweat of it.
Yeah. So
where.
There's a comment here. We'll answer this question real quick. The Broken Blades kind of get into exactly what you're saying after this. Do you guys like H.P. Lovecraft? And if so, have you played the Call of Cthulhu games? Worth it or no? I have not played Call of Cthulhu. You have?
I have, yes. Not in a very long campaign, but I have. I like it. I've not played the 7th edition, which is the latest edition of Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I like Call of Cthulhu, and I do like Lovecraft.
But Kyle is saying, I think Tolkien captured the cosmic nature of good and evil. Howard was the absolute best at conveying the indomitable nature of man's will and the struggle between man and the other.
Yeah,
so
I
pretty
think
much exactly what you were saying.
true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I big agree.
I get that. You run across those types here in the States. It's tragic, really. They have no concept of their own people's untapped potential.
Many such cases.
As much as I love fantasy, most of the time the prose is trash. Sanderson is a good example of this.
Yeah, I am.
You are a Sanderson not enjoyer.
Non-enjoyer.
Yeah.
Non-enjoyer.
I get into most of these fantasy authors and can't get into most of these fantasy authors in general. Yeah.
There's a lot of bad stuff out there.
On Grognard TX's recommendation, I picked up the First Law trilogy, which is listed in the Axe Appendix N. So I anticipate that it's going to be very good, but I haven't read it yet.
Yes.
Cities aren't composed of free men. I hold the high ground at thousands of above, and I don't know what that means. I understand what cities aren't composed of free men means. They're definitely not now.
I think he's continuing the high ground at thousands of above, and the Gales hold the oldest ground.
East Coast has more established corruption in the mafia genre. West Coast has new corruption catching up to the end of the frontier in Noir, and there is no further west to go. Exactly.
Yeah, and Noir is it's not exclusively, but it sometimes it seems almost exclusively. Like so many noir movies take place in Los Angeles, which is interesting because I always imagined. Like when I think of noir, I think of New York City
Or Chicago.
or Chicago. But apparently, there's a lot of the classic noir stories are in Los Angeles. So it is. There's something of the American city, which is unique, or at least the big American city, the American metropolis.
The American metropolis. Dogs in the Vineyard may be the most American game. Everyone is a Mormon cowboy inquisitor. I've never heard of that. Conan had little use for cities. Yeah,
right.
That does make sense. Is the hard-boiled detective a modern American archetype? A knight in shining armor, loyal not to a king, but to a personal morality that others might reject. I think it's something of like...
That would be if it is an archetype, that's an archetype for the city specifically, I would say.
Yeah, but it could be subsumed into something like...
Yeah, I think it might be too narrow.
Yeah.
Or not too specific. But yeah, obviously, like the detective is a character that we see again and again and again.
Tolkien did Dwarven being just Old English runes. Yes,
all right.
Exactly. Dwarvish runes were English technically, like modern English runes. I've been listening to the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft audiobook lately, and it fucks. Oh, somebody asked us something up here about Lovecraft. Oh, someone said they were on a Clark Ashton Smith kick, which I have also not read because I'm illiterate. Conan is more visceral than Tolkien.
Right.
We did end up liking spices. Black pepper and chicken tikka masala is popular here, and I mean that with the white indigenous people. Yeah. If Tolkien is a fantasy ideal, then Conan is fantasy made visceral. Yeah. First Law trilogy is a cynical deconstruction of fantasy, but it is a very good one. Interesting. That's not what I have heard.
I hope that's not true.
Hello, Mr.
I
Englishman.
hope that's good.
Do please take our spices and pussy. L.A. Confidential is the best modern noir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tired of cynical deconstructions. Yeah. It went out of style 15 years ago. People need to stop beating that dead horse. Yes. Maltese Falcon is in San Francisco. And noir has French origins. Interesting. I only have
I hate noir now.
I only have 3 other people outside my family and thousands of acres around me in an area of rural, vacant disposition.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah.
And in keeping with your username.
Mm-hmm. There was a game called L.A. Noir. I should have said press X to doubt. Yeah. Yeah. American Noir is distinct. I'm trying to think of the one... It had Orson Welles in it. And he played an Irish guy. It wasn't Shadow of a Doubt. Maybe it was Shadow of a Doubt? Or was that a Hitchcock?
I don't know. I've never seen a movie before.
I don't remember. Touch of Evil?
Touch of Evil, apparently.
Maybe.
That is what...
It might have been it. I can't...
Elende Est has said it's L.A. Confidential, or...
Charlton Heston plays a Mexican. Nice. Yeah. but
Yep,
that's just, there's some ideas cooking on this topic right
Yeah.
now.
So we're
Because American fantasy is an Americana fantasy.
Yes.
Is something we're very, very
America
interested
is
in.
awesome and Americana is awesome.
Yeah.
So we are big brain RPG philosophers here,
Right.
and our ideas are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
We are thinking about things. So
Yeah, we are
stay
thinking about
tuned on
things.
this topic.
But yeah, it's been.
Yeah, but hopefully people got something of value.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna be we're not gonna commit to a strict every Tuesday but
Yeah.
we are routinely going to be putting our thoughts and opinions out there in article in blog form
Yeah. Written
on
form.
the locals from
Yep.
both of us.
And that should be subscribers only for a couple days. Then the normies get it and whatnot. So if you're interested, in continuing to support us, a lot of people are over there already, and we thank them very, very much. But
Yes.
you can check the link in the description and join the locals with promo code FRIEND to get a month free. And you're gonna get development updates, and I don't mean like, oh, here's what we did on Cults of Zahak. You're gonna get chapters of Cults of Zahak.
Yes,
as it's
actual
written.
development content.
just like we did with the Shucked Oyster.
Correct.
You will get that stuff before anybody else.
Yep, so you can
and
see it, know what's coming, give your
know what's
feedback.
coming. You'll be the first ones to see the art. And when we get enough subscribers to make it worth it to do a monthly live stream, because it is limited to 30 minutes a month, which is ridiculous until you get 50 supporters.
But
on
once we
locals.
do,
but
we
once we
will
do,
be
we will
doing
be
that.
doing that over on the locals. And yeah, we're just going to be a lot more active over there.
Yep,
and
100%.
There's always people trying to set up games. So all of you people saying like, oh, I don't know, I haven't played
Check
this so
out the
long.
locals.
Check out the locals. There's people trying
And good
to
people
role
out there.
play.
Yep.
Yeah, people who are actually good at role playing, have good taste in games, the sorts of stuff that we like to do. That's where they congregate, and that's where they play. Yeah, but they don't play on locals. They play in Discord, of course. But yeah, and if you back to the Shucked Oyster, keep your eyes peeled on your email, because
Yes.
I think by end of day tomorrow, there should be the more or less final version out for you.
Right.
And we'll have a small grace period of anybody reporting any final mistakes or things that we missed before we press the button and order our proofs and get that out and fulfilled.
Cannot wait for
is
that.
Done, aside from the artist credits, which I have to put together tomorrow. But it's done, and we're moving on to the next one. So
Yep, onward and upward.
yeah, thank you everybody who supported that, and we're very much looking forward to getting this out on Drive-Thru-RPG and seeing what kind of reviews come in. So we're in agreement. We need to send California into the sea. Maybe Lex Luthor might have had the right idea, but again, California is gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to send it out to the sea. I
Yeah.
want to send a lot of the people out there into the sea.
Yeah. To be fair, the first book of First Law series was written in 2006. Come on, man. You can't dump on a whole region based on some Cali doucheroos. Watch me. For the chat, I just showed up, but check out Tardy and Manchette. Dude France had the noir detective thing going hard.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Are these directors?
I don't know.
Perhaps.
Peace and prosperity. Drop that brass and pump that iron, bros. I need to get back to fucking working out. I'm getting fat. Hell yeah, I need my oyster, especially that hardcover. Long live BLG. Thank you.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you. And thank you, Trill, for showing
Oh,
up.
hell
And if
yeah,
you
man.
guys are not subscribed to Trill, go
You need to
over.
be.
You need to be. He's making great videos, and his channel is skyrocketing in subs. So go subscribe to Trill. His videos are very, very good. Cool. Yeah, you got anything else?
I think I said
Said
my
your
piece.
piece?
Yep.
All right.
We're basically on time.
Cool. Oh, wait. No, we're on live chat. Okay, cool. Just making sure. It's different. We're on top chat on that one over there. Lucky I've had 60 years in California. It's beautiful. I grew up there.
Gorgeous weather.
I love California. We supplied the black market high-grade weed for America for 20 years. And it's all going in the ocean. Weed is for low-life tards, though. Make sure not to fall down those stairs. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna call it a night, and we'll see you next week. We're gonna have a video next week, and a video the week after that, and probably a video the week after that.
Indeed.
And
we have McCrease on here.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Week, next Thursday.
Alexander McCrease will be back in the Black Lodge, talking Acts 2.
Hell yeah!
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right, guys.
Bye.